Shadow Minister Catherine West.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Minister for an advance sight of the statement. But once again, Madam Deputy Speaker, we're here in response to the actions of the Chinese government in flagrant breach of the legally binding promises under the Sino-British Agreement. The 1997 handover deal promised Hong Kong certain liberties and freedoms with a clear separation between the judicial systems of Hong Kong and the mainland, with the expectation of a move towards democracy and universal suffrage for the election of a chief executive in the territory of Hong Kong. However, these freedoms have now been comprehensively eroded, with the system in Hong Kong barely distinguishable from that in the mainland, and the levels of internal repression ever increasing. The implementation of the national security law is only truly beginning to be felt now, and it's clear that Beijing is attempting to ensure its writ is felt not just in Hong Kong, but around the world. Just days after the announcement of arrest warrants for Hong Kongers abroad, including some who have sought refuge here in the UK, the Chinese government has again demonstrated its intent to harass and intimidate those who bravely resist their steady erosion of the rights promised to the people of Hong Kong in 1997. And this latest move is particularly chilling. Targeting activists' families is a sinister step, and it is incumbent on us to renew our condemnation of these actions as one unified voice across this House. But given the actions of the Chinese government and that sense of it ratcheting up in the past year, including the beating of demonstrators outside the consulate in Manchester, the bellicose language used against the state's opponents, and growing reports of Chinese espionage in the UK, it's not surprising the fear of the many thousands of Hong Kongers who have come to this country to seek safety, and the knowledge that their families in Hong Kong are seen as fair game by the authorities there, demand stringent and urgent action. 2 points I'd like to make, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's over a year since I first urged the Foreign Secretary to bring about cross-government work to ensure the safety of Hong Kong dissidents here in the UK. We've had 2 further urgent questions on that point, but to date I do not believe that this House is satisfied by the government's actions. Secondly, the complacency cannot continue given that there is a report that a Chinese spy attended a briefing here in Parliament just this week. Could she please clarify her assessment of that urgent situation? And thirdly, could I ask her to outline what consideration she's been given the last week's activities on a sanctioning regime which fits the ratcheting up of pressure on dissidents, on those trying to live their lives here in the UK in safety? There are steps the government should and could take today to send a clear signal to Beijing that these actions will not be tolerated, and she should do so. I said it last week and I'll say it again. It is time for the government to grow a backbone.